Welcome back to VFX and Chill, the show where we take apart visual effects and try to put them back together. With me, I'm Seth Worley. With me, as always, is my pal Daniel Hashi Hashimoto. Daniel. I just called you Daniel. That's it. The show's over. Bye. Friendship's done.
How are you,
Hashi? Man, I'm good. How are you?
Lovely, exciting week. Don't know why I said that. I can think of nothing that happened this week. But yeah, we're just excited to make some fictional characters fight to the death.
Man, that is exactly what we're going to do today. Before I go to the graphic, though, let's go to our graphic friend, Michael. I don't know why he's a graphic friend. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a weird, rough week with some weird, rough things, but today we're going to chill and have some fun and make some fictional characters have pretend fictional fights. And of course, I'm talking about VFX Royale. Oh, wait. Oh, this only shows one of us. So now that we know it's VFX Royale, hold on. Actually, I can do this. I can make it go. So let's talk about what VFX Royale is.
Absolutely. Well, we have decided that on the last Friday of every month, it would be a good time to take a little break and do a little visual effects experiment of making characters fight each other that wouldn't traditionally be in the same movie. And the way that we've chosen to do that is through trying to create a library of fictional characters that we think would be interesting to have in the arena and spinning for them each week. So yeah, I'm ready to spin for mine if we'd like.
Are you? Well, here's the thing. There we go. Damn it. Now we're ready to spin and I made the background work.
You know, I'm also happy to hang out here and admire your amazing 8-bit fire going on here because it's pretty awesome.
This is gorgeous fire. Is this hand animated, Seth?
No. Well, it is not, but not by me. It's I pulled the assets from Production Crate. They have some great anime fire and hit effects, and I altered their hues and I added the VFX and Chill cocktail that I use on all of our graphics, which is a little bit of an effect called Pix Dither by Wonk Effects, and a preset that I've talked about in other episodes called Dino Shader, which creates that 2D shading on layer. And that gives us our VFX and Chill Season 2 graphic look. Pretty fun. And then I did some turbulent displace and things.
I really like the color grade, like the color choices you've made on this particular section.
Thanks.
I know we've got some animated characters on the wheels this week, so perhaps we'll be able to, perhaps this will be even more on point if any of those happen to turn up on the wheels.
That was a damn good segue, Michael.
Thank you.
That was a really good segue. So let's do it.
I hope we get some nice live action and anime mixed. That would be great.
That would be great. Hash, you're up first. Spin the wheel.
Which avatar? Oh,
both.
both of the avatars.
Okay.
Well, hang on. No, is this going to be live action, or is this going to be live action and anime mixed, like I was just wishing for? Because there are two different versions.
This is the Chippendale Rescue Rangers week, so
Rescue Rangers week.
So it could be a very good opportunity for mixing some styles together. Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
All right, that's exciting. Up next is me.
Oh, excellent.
Top Gun, I'm assuming. Oh, boy.
Oh, not topical.
No. Mrs. Doubtfire is forever. She is always eternally reverent. Okay, I'm assuming Maverick, that's Top Gun Maverick, right? I can't remember if
I would
that's...
assume so.
Not Mel... Nope, I've already answered the question. It's not Mel Gibson Maverick, the cowboy.
Or the original TV show on which that movie was based.
Who was Maverick in the original? Was it Brolin?
No. It was a happy guy. Like, his face is like perpetually happy. What's his... Like, the old guy... not Cary
Don
Grant,
Rickles.
but like Cary Grant adjacent.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Wild Wild West. There's another Cary Grant. It's a Cary Grant was like every old star. All right. Michael.
Oh, yes. I've got wheels. Let's do it. Kipo. Love Kipo. Oh, hey.
I don't know if I know who either of these people are.
Right. So Kipo is from Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts, which is an amazing show on Netflix from DreamWorks Animation. It's about a girl who is in this post-apocalyptic world where humans are underground and these giant mutant creatures roam the planet. And she goes around fighting with this ragtag group of friends she meets along the way. And Fire Lord Ozai,
awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's got a lot of really good representation, like that aren't in a lot of cartoons. Like it's not like regular straight white all the time kind of thing, but it's like not treated like, look, we're being representative. It's just like, here's the world, and just like, there you go. Wonderful. Very cool stylized. Actually, the flames you've picked here very much match the nighttime color scheme that they use on the show. Great art direction on the show. Just everything about it's great. And then Fire Lord Ozai is the main bad from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ooh. Oh, I should know that. Yeah. Damn it! Now I've revealed my cards that I've still not watched Last Airbender.
One of the best start to finish animated shows.
Oh yeah,
that is not appropriating nothing.
I know. Not. It took me a second. Okay. Why don't we dive into After Effects?
Greetings. I was just in your fair country 2 weeks ago. So was Hashi.
Oh, here's Hashi's desktop and all of his banking information.
My desktop. Yep.
So I know I actually have. I'm gonna open Premiere. I did a But with Raptors Top Gun thing. Hang on, let me think this through.
Yes, I have the Avatar Way of Water trailer here that I'm just gonna quickly peek through, because Way of Water kind of makes sense with waterbenders and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna say, I don't remember Avatar Way of Water, but no, there's the new Avatar, the blue Avatar. Yeah. I feel like we should have blue Avatar versus real Avatar. Well, no, that's not right. It seems unfair.
God,
I'm pulling clips from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I need some stuff of Fire Lord Ozai, and I'm going through the final battle part where it looks like he's about to get like completely bee slapped by Aang. Like at the very end, you see this like big slap, and then he doesn't. Oh, it's so good. There's some similarities between how Aang wants to fight in this end sequence, Aang being the Last Airbender, and how Kipo wants to fight. Kipo is all like power of love type stuff. Like she does not want to fight. She just wants everyone to be friends.
Why don't I have a Huey Lewis drop? I want a button right there that just goes bum bum bum. But instead, it's just going to be me.
That would be pretty good.
That shot. Trying to think of a good, like every time we do these, I want to come up with like a story, and I'm trying to like, and I always spend like all my time in Premiere trying to find the exact right clips and don't do any After Effects stuff.
Right now, I'm trying to think of why this other like generally peaceful character who can control, who likes the elements, would fight these other generally peaceful characters who like the elements. It should be interesting. It's hard to, I'm trying to think of what the story reason is here. I mean, they could just be in the middle of a fight going at it, and we see which one comes out on top. But trying to peek through some of these exciting moments from this wonderful show and this MP4 compression.
Yeah, the problem with a lot of this is we're not working on the most excellent source material.
I don't know why Nickelodeon failed to send us all of these masters before with alphas before the show. I emailed them, but
hey, if we might be doing some of your shows, can we have your original source files, please? Thanks.
Yes, we just want to, for marketing purposes, want to present them in the most accurate way possible. We should have
naturally just done this.
Nectarware, we are doing VFX Royale, so Hashi is doing Avatar versus Avatar: The Last Airbender. Seth is doing Maverick from Top Gun versus Mrs. Doubtfire. And I got Kipo from Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts versus Fire Lord Ozai from The Last Airbender. So we got a very Avatar heavy.
Well, and I'm lucky here because I've got a whole bunch of assets. I did we have a Twitter account called But with Raptors, which, there's a little QR code there. If you're not familiar, you can scan that. Hopefully at that size it'll work. If not, let's just bring it up a little bigger. And you can take a look at that QR code with your phone and go follow But With Raptors on Twitter. And I have already edited a cut of, in fact, I have an old cut that because I cut it down. I was originally going to do a much longer, like a slightly longer cut of what I made where I replaced Tom Cruise with a Velociraptor yet again. And
that's what we do, folks.
Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
This might work for Mrs. Like, I know it's supposed to be versus Maverick, but I can already think of really funny ways to just really funny results from replacing Maverick with Mrs. Doubtfire.
Because the dialogue is so great. It's all like, about like why this person.
Yeah, and she's like, who's going to teach?
Here is the best there is. Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
And then John Hamm isn't crazy about him.
Maybe I don't know.
I'm on board with where you're going with this.
Oh, and right here where he flies to the thing and he says, "What the hell?" So I added a raptor and a raptor sound there, but I'd absolutely want to have Cake Face, Mrs. Doubtfire, like, hello! Oh, man. That's 100% what I'm doing. I got to find all those clips, those Doubtfire clips I pulled back when we made these libraries.
Doubtfire. I thought that it was going to be a Mary Poppins versus Doubtfire matchup, so I like that we.
I think that's what we always thought when we made this library. We were like, maybe like the nannies will face off against each other, but that'll have to be another day.
I mean, but yeah, Mary Poppins is a bloodbender, as we all know, and things would not have gone well for anyone else.
You know, I've also got. I might start off messing with that. The title, the After Effects title that I made. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. Top Gun logo.
Now, I have another way that I could go. I'm looking at these. Avatar has, meaning Cameron's Avatar, has fewer one-on-one fights that are very comprehensible in a good way. And so one of the other ways that I could potentially approach this would be like this. Let me see. Jake Sully on Mixamo. Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Jake Sully and the unforgettable Grace Augustine from Avatar.
Unforgettable is the key word there.
All right. And if we also have you could I could purchase this Katara model, but I'm not in love with it. Let's see. But wait a second. Daniel Cardona has Toon Shaded Aang.
Oh man.
Oh, not only Toon Shaded Aang.
Great. I don't know
rigged in Mixamo. Okay. This could be an interesting way to try to attack sort of what they're doing in Rescue Rangers, which was, I think that those guys were effectively all CG throughout.
For the most part, I think they were. I heard.
I mean, they have like tons of hand-drawn components and face shapes and like whatever you'd call it. But yeah, tell us about the Rescue Rangers, Seth.
Well, I listened to a podcast that did with Akiva Schaffer. Man.
Friend of the show. Drop it.
Well, no, he's not a friend of the show. I don't think he has any idea this exists, but he has made a guest appearance on a podcast I have yet to release. We should try to get him on the show to talk about it. He wouldn't do it. I can't imagine he has time to do it, but that would be amazing to actually talk to him about the process of Chippendale. But I believe he was talking about, I think some elements in the movie are obviously hand-drawn. Because the problem is that like many of the best like artists of like hand-drawn 2D animation, there's not as many of them anymore. Like,
these are great.
One of the artists, that is great. One of the artists who worked like, so apparently the artist who drew Roger Rabbit in Roger Rabbit's cameo in the movie was one of the animators from Roger Rabbit.
Cool. originally
Flounder.
brought to life by Richard Williams.
Yes, Roger Flounder looks really great in it because it's I don't remember any of these artists' names, unfortunately, but like apparently there just aren't as many as there used to be, and so it's hard to actually get, you know, a team of animators on to do real live action 2D stuff. So I think whenever they do like major cameos like Flounder or Roger, that's 2D. But then obviously like Hero Chip is, like you said, 2D shaded with elements. It's still really, really cool. Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to think of possibilities here because I have one kind of editorial possibility, which was to try to. There's this fight that Jake Sully has with this robot, and it's possible this robot could be replaced by Aang. It's a difficult paint out, but it's a kind of cool scene.
Difficult paint out, you think? Jeez.
But I thought that this could be kind of exciting because at this moment, like Jake makes a good almost kill shot to this thing. But I thought that this could be a moment where he's fighting Kid Aang, Avatar, and is kind of like winning. Aang's a little bit terrified, and then he goes in for this kill shot, and then it hits him, but blasts him into the. Here we go. There we go. There's my editorial fight between Avatar and Avatar.
Let me see it again.
So we've got Jake unknowingly shocks Aang into the Avatar state, channeling all the power of Avatars that came before.
Nice.
They scream at each other a bit. Jake gets a little bit terrified.
Yeah, Jake
and then
regrets
in
his
Avatar
decisions.
states,
Oh, that's great.
We start destroying the forest.
So how much are you going to blend like the 2D fire with the 3D fire?
I'm really unsure what to do exactly. So I'm going to start trying to dive into one of these shots and seeing what could happen.
Meanwhile,
Michael, how are you doing over there?
Yeah, how are you doing, Michael?
Oh, I'm doing swell. I'm just pulling my Kipo clips. Currently, I'm
like to give you some privacy?
Because this shot here from this trailer, because she's putting up weapons, and she's frequently all about like, you know, I don't want to fight, I want to love. So I think this shot of her putting up the weapons would be good right before she consumes Fire Lord Ozai with the power of love. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna have him like all arg, and then she's all like love, and then I'm gonna like try to surround him with like cartoon hearts or something, just to like just like hardcore hit it home that she's, because it's very elemental in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like all the fights are elemental, whereas in Kipo it's like a lot of talking and like emotional facial expressions. In Avatar: The Last Airbender it's like physical like manifestations of air and whatever. So I think I'm gonna just have her like surround him with cartoon hearts until he can't take it anymore. That's my plan.
Excellent.
Just not sure how to get there story-wise because I can't do the voiceovers. We'll see. Hashi, you do good impressions, so I'll have to let you listen to Kipo talk for a minute so you can do her voice.
Sounds good. I will.
Seth, you can do the voice of Fire Lord Ozai. It's fine.
Yes, I have full...
You sound like him naturally.
Naturally, I have full like understanding already and familiarity with the character. So I'm going to assume he talks like this. Is that right?
Appropriate ethnic accent, yeah.
Excellent.
Perfect.
I think I just
offended sounds nothing like Shredder from Ninja Turtles or something.
Speaking of having appropriate ethnic accents, Hashi, how'd your English test go this morning?
Yes. Michael is referring to our process of Canadian immigration, for which one of the things you can do for kind of brownie points is take the English competency test, which I took this morning. I feel like I demonstrated that I can speak English well, except apparently too loudly, because the moderator came over to hold a sign up in front of my face that said, "Speak softly, please," and like tapped it like like leaned into my little like privacy cubicle and was like, tap, tap. Hey,
that's so funny.
You're disturbing the other test takers.
Wow. If that happens to you, I feel like
Englishing too loudly.
If that's what the reaction you get, one, Canada really is a quiet and respectful place. Two, I would get, my sign would say, "Leave country now." Like that's quite an accomplishment there.
So fun. All right. I have a little process that I may have already done to make sure that it would actually work on the stream. So this shot is wild, but I really like it. It's like, it's all these hits and it's the camera kind of sweeping around here, but there's a lot of subject in here. So I am positive if I ran a camera tracker on this, it would have no idea what to do.
Yep.
And so I had a feeling that I could try an experimental procedure, which was to create, to use that filter that I've been pulling out before called Depth Scanner, where it's trying to automatically create a depth map from this footage like this. And then I tried choking that down a lot because basically the subjects are really in the foreground of this and the background is actually pretty consistent throughout the shot. If I scrub through it again, you can kind of see, you can see the plants on the side here actually feel like they would, like they could track, but there's a lot of garbage matting to do to get that to work. So my plan was to use that depth pass sort of choked in, and then use that as a Luma mat to kind of create a version of the footage where a lot of the subjects are punched out and we're just leaving the background there intact. And then I thought, might as well go for broke. If I'm hiding all of the motion vectors in these areas where the characters kind of are, even though it's not a fantastic job, I could run the content-aware fill on it just to see. And content-aware fill will come up with this. So that's messy.
Oh, you can get something out of that.
It doesn't hold up, but it is preserving the major motion vectors of this shot pretty well.
Yeah, I think.
And reconstructing them in between where the characters are. And so I have already tested it. It's not going to fail. This background, when I ran the camera tracker on it, was totally trackable.
Are you telling us, or are you telling After Effects?
I'm telling.
It is not going to fail. It is going to
not do this.
It is going to make me proud.
This is the secret for After Effects is, just letting it, like, believing that the track will work. And look at this. It actually did. There's clearly some motion vectoring that came from like the robot moving, but for the most part, I ended up with kind of a static idea of what the background was. So if I turn on a guide layer,
when I did my what was it, Independence Day but with dinosaurs tutorial, I could not get that freaking jet shot to track, and it amazed me that doing a really gross, dirty content-aware fill pass, getting rid of the jet, which took up a lot of the shot, and got this shot that really shouldn't be able to be tracked. It tracked it immediately.
That is a really good paring down of this process, and very, very funny the way you told it. That is a great Jets versus Dinosaurs.
Well, the point is, like, After Effects isn't the only one that needs to believe in itself. You need to believe in the really crude, stupid idea that could possibly make the track work, which is half the process. It
really is. So now I'm left with the task of trying to figure out how to roto avatar here, Jake, out of this shot. And I'm going to try to figure that out. The depth scanner arguably could be used for this since he's often the most foreground object, but I don't know. Let me see what it looks like if I were to display just the background and then a layer of the foreground where I'd modified the depth scanning input. So let's see. Do this instead of a luma inverted as a luma matte. So in effect, this should be the whole shot back now. Except one of the things that we can't tell is that Jake is technically has a crude alpha channel on him, which is kind of cool and it kind of works. But what I've got to check now is if I turn up the tolerance on my depth matte, is there enough difference between Jake and this robot? And let's try. Oh, so we can see that I can get rid of almost the robot independently, and it's leaving a little bit of Jake there, but I'm losing the thigh there. So I'm going to see if I turned it down to this level. If that's Jake's top half, does it cut it out in front of the robot at all parts of the fight, or not really? It looks like not really. Here's the AI trying to preserve just the most foreground element, and it's wild. I mean, that's an interesting effect. What I was hoping was that this would mean that a mix between this and a garbage matted original plate could give me an empty background plate, and it still might. We'll see. What are you up to over there, Seth?
Oh, just tracking Mrs. Doubtfire's face, as one does. I have this plate of Tom Cruise in the cockpit, and I've done a really dirty job of erasing his face. I've got... I put the mask on the wrong layer. I've got isolated helmet foreground, isolated jacket foreground, clean pass, the original plate that I can use for pulling the auto color correct info. I'm going to have to do another flare on top of this to match the flare that's in the shot. But right now I'm trying to isolate Mrs. Doubtfire's face. So I'm going to do a face track on her. And then, actually, let me see if I have more information. I don't. Okay. I'm going to do a face track on her and then try to trick warp stabilizer into putting her face right in the middle.
Excellent. Are you doing... you would do the detailed face tracker in that case.
I suppose I should, right?
At least so you have...
what you did last week. Yeah.
Yes. It's good to have something like the eyes. They're a really good reference because I've found that the two sides of the face are usually points that move a lot. And actually, I don't know if you can extract them if you're not in detailed face
I don't
mapping
remember
anyway.
your process you did for this.
So go ahead and so you've run the face tracker on the whole thing, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So now just click on the footage itself. You can kind of ignore the track that you just made. Okay. And in your tracking window, go to Stabilize Motion and click that. All right. So now down in your timeline, you should be able to open up the motion tracker there. And if you check the boxes for scale and rotation up there, then you'll have 2 tracking points with 2 attach points, which you can link
to the eyes, right?
Yes, to the pupils. So the track 1 to the left pupil, track or whatever. I can't remember if it names them off of screen left or face left.
It doesn't name them party pupil, which is what I would name it.
But I think it's 1 to left and 2 to right. And if not, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Right pupil.
All right. Now the weird part is on each of those properties that you just pick whipped, you've got to right click on them and go to Keyframe Assistant. So up higher, sorry. Up here, yeah, for these trackers.
Oh.
say keyframe assistant and convert expression to keyframes.
Ah,
That way when it applies itself, it has real data to look at. Otherwise, I think it loses it if you try to apply it from the expression.
oh, there we go. Horrifying. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing.
All right. I was trying to see if this depth scanner would give me any better data than this by turning up its quality settings. They take a little bit longer to calculate that way, but not getting a great result. This is at its quote accurate mode, and it wants to believe that robot is closer in frame. And I am asking a lot of this depth scanner. This is a muddy, in terms of lighting cues, this is muddy as heck. Like, I wouldn't recommend this type of an image for a great depth extraction. So we're just going to go with the next best thing, which is really big old feathered mask, I guess. So I'm just going to do this. And I bet this works about just as well. There. Now we've got Jake here, and we just need to do a couple of random keyframes.
I'm doing tracking the helmet here, and I'm going to use Spot Clone Tracker because it's a more reliable tracker, and it moves super fast.
Good call.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I just burped into the audience's ears. My God.
Hey.
Sorry, audience, and sorry, your ears.
Truly sorry. And then I grab that. I make a new null. Say P, position. Copy that spot center. Paste it onto the position. And I turn off that spot clone tracker. I might use it later if I need to. And bada bing, bada boom. I parent Mrs. Doubtfire to that null. And I'm going to have to adjust the rotation and stuff. But the shake is happening. It's staying like it's supposed to. So
you're going to parent Ms. Doubtfire, the arguably very questionable parent.
I might want to keyframe the position too.
Now, Michael and Seth, are you guys excited for Avatar: The Way of Water?
Sure.
I'm in general excited about a Cameron sequel.
Oh yeah.
I feel like he does know how to figure out what new story to tell in sequel form when it is called for.
I mean,
whether he originated the original or not.
Terminator to Terminator 2.
Yeah, so those are so. I mean, I like both of those films. I think more than the original, as it were. So
I mean, I used to think that about Terminator 2, but I do have to say, I watched Terminator last year, and that movie pulls. That movie is like maybe perfect. Like that first Terminator, I had forgotten that it's just a horror movie. Like it's
not popcorn fluff.
Well, it's just like it's like Halloween. Like you could do a double feature of Halloween and Terminator. Terminator's the better film, but it's so damn good. I think I used to say T2 was my favorite, but I think I've since abandoned that idea. And everyone cares. Everyone cares a lot and was interested in my take here.
Now, Seth, as a filmmaker, what would you consider to be a challenge when trying to, Avatar 1, Cameron crafted a very wholly original movie, story, characters, and general dynamics that reference no other existing pieces of media. But how would you try to continue this story, because like the original, the lovely Dances with Wolves / Fern Gully paradigm is completely solved in the first movie.
I love these kind of questions. I don't remember anything from the first movie.
Do you remember Dances with Wolves? Do you remember Fern Gully?
I remember. What does it say about me that I remember more about Fern Gully than I do Dances with Wolves?
Just imagine it's slightly bluer and that.
Well, in that case, do we know the plot of Avatar 2?
It's called The Way of Water, and they're around water lots.
Yeah, I'm like...
And there are clearly whales.
Clearly
the military-industrial complex is still there.
Okay, the industrial
like a lot of the
complex
shots look fine, but like there's one of the shots where like he's just like tightening a rope onto himself.
Unreal.
Or something, like on the hand.
It looks
incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I can pull it up right here. It is
Please do. It looks like 100% photoreal. And it's like the stupidest little shot.
It's bizarrely toward the end, like, because I think they knew that it was good.
Look at that.
It's so good. Let me see if I can
play it back in real time. It's so good.
I'm gonna crop this out so I can just loop this shot because it's phenomenal.
Hit that tilde while floating over that image.
Yeah. All right, so check this out. Oh, come on. Loop for me. Oh, I didn't select the... There we go. Nope. Don't
You
want
have to go to the wrench and say
I hate you.
Just like the
go to the
water.
wrench.
Oh.
Click the wrench.
Going over the
I thought that since it was visible, it was going to loop.
Yeah.
The MP4 is fighting me. But, like, this is insanity.
It looks so good. It just looks so good.
So
The water
that's my
washes
proposal.
up on...
Is that you do a sequel to Avatar? You basically just do 2 hours of Mulder and Scully tightening a leather strap in water, and I'm in
real time suiting up one of these flying fish nicopters.
You know what I hope? Here's what I want. Now that I'm remembering what happened in Avatar, I want the sequel to do away with the industrial. Like, I want to do away with the humans searching for the, conveniently titled mineral, whatever it was. It was like
unobtainium.
Unobtainium, yeah. And I would rather see like a story about, you have this Na'vi species on this planet, like go elsewhere in the system. Like I want to see like another alien species that the Na'vi are now like fighting against or with. Like I want to get deeper into the world, and then in like have to actually seek out help from the humans and do like the X2 essentially of like where you have a common enemy between Charles and Magneto in that second one, and then countless X-Men after that, but. That's what I would approach, and that's why I'm not making Avatar 2, because it's bad. And Cameron's probably doing something great that's going to make $1 bajillion, and I'll forget the second I walk out because I'm dumb.
So much money. All right, so
also,
looking back at this, I don't actually have a very good background plate for this.
It kind of works. I love watching the Invisible Man fights that we create when we.
It really is like it's fighting this robot, which is still there at the first frame, and then cloaks. Look at that.
That's awesome.
See, I'm just going to pretend this is my final shot, because that's an awesome cloaked robot. That would be way harder to fight. Try fighting that, Blue Man.
Can I also say, for all the weird hate that we throw at Avatar, that none of us remembered it or saw it twice or whatever, this is an original story and a wholly original movie that made a ton of money. And that right there is something to be commended, whether or not you like Avatar or not. It's like Cameron is able to make something not based on an IP and not only that, any old white guy who made a studio tons of money countless times again can make an original movie in Hollywood now. But to do it and then make $1 bajillion doing it, that's something special. The end of my rant.
I love it.
I think it's funny that there are endless hours of rants you could have against, and people have had against the James Cameron Blue Avatar movie, and there's also endless rants about the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. You could have hours of rants about both of them.
Now, even as a Shyamalan apologist, Shyamalan ding dong.
Yeah. Oh wow! I feel like that was.
Yeah. Avatar was a rough movie.
I read.
I mean, I like they made every ethnic character white except for the bad guy. Like, come on. There's
a great episode about that movie. One of my favorite podcasts. I talked about it on my other show recently. What Went Wrong? They took a break because one of the hosts went to make a movie, but they talk about movies that had notoriously troublesome shoots or production, like or were ill-fated. And they have a whole episode. It's one of my favorite podcasts. They have an episode about that Avatar movie, the Shyamalan one, and it's interesting. Like that Shyamalan apparently like he picked it because he wanted to make a kung fu movie, and his kid watched the Last Airbender, and he was like, "That could be cool." And like apparently, like that's kind of the passion that went into it. Everybody's got to find their. I agree. I know that every filmmaker's got to find their way in when they're adapting material, and they have to be willing to like modify it to suit like what they can get emotionally present for, but. Sometimes you're just the wrong filmmaker for the material, I feel like, which was a bummer because I'm a huge Shyamalan fan. And that first trailer, that teaser for that one, I remember being really cool. That I don't have anywhere I'm going with that. I was just talking for a while I comp Mrs. Doubtfire into Top Gun.
I mean, you're doing some amazing things. I'm not gonna lie about that.
That is a fantastic result. And speaking of results. I am not pleased with it with where this one is generally going. Aww. I had a feeling that having Aang in here doing something funny would be cool, but I'm not sure if any of these bits of animation I have are comping well into this shot. And like obviously they're not comping from the look perspective. We haven't really played with the look yet, but I think it's more the feel that isn't doing it for me. So I might abandon this and start moving towards something a little bit more exciting.
Yeah,
like what?
This little bit does look a little bit like Aang runs up and gets clocked in the head. That is so rude. He's a child. Ouch. Okay.
He's a child. Well, matching the look is the thing I'm going to be struggling with because the final fight with Fire Lord Ozai is underneath the light of the red comet. Spoiler alerts for Avatar: The Last Airbender and Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts potentially in one of them, in the things I want to say. Anyway, this final fight with Fire Lord Ozai is under a very red sky. I'm going to try not to say why. A very red sky, and Kipo. If you pop over to my screen and have a look, is like her nighttime shots are all this like pink, purple, and blue look, like this and this and this.
Oh, that's nice.
So if we have very different color palettes, so that's my first task is I'm going to start trying to match these color palettes together. But here she's singing about the power of love or whatever.
Oh, and speaking of color palettes, I completely forgot, but I can't reach them.
Oh, you found them?
I found them.
Oh, hey, Chat, he found his glasses.
Check it out. Oh, I've dropped and broken.
Oh.
Here we are. Here are my Enchroma lenses, which maybe I'll put on now that I'm attempting a teeny tiny bit of color correction here. All right. So remember, everyone, the science behind these won't work for me for another 8 to 20 minutes. A lot of people round that to 7 when we talk about how quickly your eye muscles get used to the distance you're looking at something and adapting to a full color spectrum, which we know from if you make stereoscopic movies. You want to ease people in. You want the first 7 or so minutes to gently introduce people to the depth you're going to pull out later. And there are specialists whose entire job is just running through and help stereographers to help try to figure out what is a reasonable eye strain that you can experience.
You look significantly cooler now that you're wearing them. I will say that.
You do look cool.
Hey. Let's see. So I kind of like that there's a little bit of a top light on Aang from this particular clip, because it sort of matches that there's this weird top light here. It's coming from the wrong angle, though, but the wrong angle. But I shouldn't have. That was a strain. But I'm gonna see if I can turn up. Mind you all, this is still before any of these have adjusted really to my eyes, but I'm trying to cool him off a little bit because, yeah, like I said, they're under that, or like Michael said, they're under some extremely reddish lighting, so I'm trying to pull a lot of their highlights to the opposite end of the spectrum. And also, he's inside this jungle here, so there's arguably a lot of like really cool and green and bluish lights. So I'm pulling it down into what I know to be the kind of coolish, greenish, blue realm, but other than that, I'm just trying to see what sort of sticks in terms of that. I'm going to bring up the shadow value because he's got these black animation lines on him that shouldn't be completely black. They should be closer to this sort of shadowy color there. And that makes him look a bit better in here. Like this looks sort of like how I would light him, what color palette I would use if this were a background painting. Sure. Let's see what starts to happen here. And I'm going to need some jungle in the background here to replace all of that crazy jungleness. Let's see if we can pull it from a different frame in here. Let's go to our background plate and see where the background looks the emptiest and jungliest. Maybe here? I don't see much jungle. There's a little bit of robot arm up in the corner. I'm going to grab this frame right here. I'm going to export that as a little still for a moment. I'm going to render that. And then on this background itself, I'm going to drag that into a new comp, and I'm going to actually do some specific work on it. Let's open up the layer. Let's open up our clone stamper, and I'm just going to erase some of these robotic elements and little bits that are still there. There's a very muddy background, but it's going to be in motion a lot. So let's do this, and then let's re-export it again. I know this is silly to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, and render. Now let's rename that forest. And then we'll jump back into here. And now if I throw this in here, since I've run my awesome normalized track script on this section, if I make it 3D, it'll shit right in there.
It'll what?
Just
right
like
in
that.
There?
Pardon?
It'll what?
It'll just sit right there in the background, which is lovely. Oh. And the reason I want this background patch here is if I reveal just my background track, I know I've created a 3D bin. You don't need to tell me anymore. But you can see
it does like to tell you a lot about that, doesn't it?
It does. There's a lot of noise going on here as I scrub through this. But if I were to introduce this 3D card that kind of comes from the same region, it can give me a much more static kind of image in the background on top of all that, which is really nice. And because of this surprising motion track, actually works pretty well. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to make it a little bit larger just to compensate. And then I'm going to draw sort of a random mask like this, and then start to feather that out a lot. So again, this is just using a 3D card. I'm pushing it back in space a little bit, but I'm going to see if that on top of my background with the content-aware fill looks a little bit more stable. And it does. It's pretty good. It's weird, but there's going to be a little bit of stuff in front of it. So let's see if now I turn back on my Ang layer and I turn on my Jake, like rough roto there, how this all kind of looks. Let's see. Yeah. Boom. All right, I'm getting something. My Jake roto desires a little bit more, so we can see Ang running away there.
Everyone here.
What have you got going on over there?
I accidentally hit play on something. I have an idea, a couple edit ideas I'm going to try real quick, and then...
I love edit ideas.
I'm just trying to figure out... I've got the cockpit shot ready to render. I've got the title card ready to render. Seeing what other shots I need to do.
I really should have just roto-brushed this, but I'm too lazy to do that live to you all on air.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ang, I'm going to slide you over a little bit right here.
So I need to find a good line to replace whatever he's saying here. So he goes...
What that is, I can't imagine.
So this is the reveal of Mrs. Doubtfire, and it says something. So I need a good line.
You'll be watching. But I run a much tighter ship. Between the hours of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., I'm in charge. And when I'm in charge, you will follow a schedule.
That's
those who do not follow a schedule.
There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
I run a very tight ship.
I think she says, "Don't fuss with me."
She'd never punish us.
Don't fuss with me.
That's it. That's the one. The music. All right, that's the clip. Gorgeous is the word I would use.
Let's see. All right, so I see a question in the chat about if there are any courses to learn this. Could you be more specific? This is from Aditya Singh. Please let us know specifically what kind of courses, because we could probably direct you to something that exists already between Red Giant and a Maxon training team. And if not, we can start tailoring our videos and courses toward what the community would like. Oh, suspicious door.
Opens.
Oh, sorry. That's the perils of being in an old house. There are lots of creaky doors, and definitely no hauntings.
No, it just means you're listening to a sound effects CD. That's what I think is really going on.
Oh, this whole house is a sound effects CD. It's great.
If you ever produce a sound effects CD, lay off on the reverb, by the way, everyone.
Yes.
Just, we get it. They're like echoey sounds neat, but not when you're trying to pull sound effects.
Mm-mm.
Let's see. And that's your sound effect advice for the week.
Lay off the reverb. We'll add it if we want it. All right. I am not in love with what's happening here at all, and I want to pivot now that we're about halfway into this crazy process.
Oh, no.
I mean, sure.
So what are you gonna pivot
I sort of have Jake hitting Ang in the face with a comically large
something
knife,
tells me that's what's going to end up as the shareable this week.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Chung. This is a pretty funny little bit that I have rotoed, which is I'm running towards screen, kind of, and then turning around and running off. But not working perfectly.
Roto, Mrs. Doubtfire, that's what we're doing.
All right. you two talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to take a quick break. I need to check if my child can get home. 1 second.
Oh,
I mean, that
yikes.
seems important.
Michael, what are you doing? I'm going to go to you.
Oh, sure. I am currently trying to match the colors. So here, let me do this one that I've done already. So he's firing the fire, and she's having the fire explode behind her. But this is not what that shot already looked like. It looked like, not on that one. Looks like, I don't need these effects on here. Go away. That looks an optical glow. So this is what the shot originally looked like.
Whoa!
So I used, right? So this is in the very blue, pink, and purple world of Kipo. Yeah. And I need to bring it into the red world of final battle scene there. So I used the color remap feature in Magic Bullet Looks.
Nice.
And some optical glow from VFX Suite to give it this look, which is a lot more similar. Let me show you how it kind of works. Let me see if I can find another shot of Kipo here. Yeah, this one. I'll just start with this for a second. So pull those two annoying things up, and we'll get looks. Edit. And then, comp profile, yes, thank you. After Effects, I can't click on that. I already clicked on this. So here we go. We got this shot. We're like, we need this to be like red and yellow and fiery things. So we take the color remap feature, and it automatically for us says we want white to be white, gray to be gray, black to be black. So you're starting off from perfectly neutral. Then you can either start tweaking stuff here, or you could just hit new color mapping. And let's say this should probably be red, this blue down here. So we say blue. So it says blue, let's become blah. Let's go with a nice dark red. And automatically, our blue starts pulling to the red, which is great. We want it to be a little bit lighter because we got fiery looks going on. So that should be kind of bright red. And already, we're just with a couple of clicks, we're already so much closer to the right color. But we can add as many color mappings as we want and really kind of start fine-tuning stuff. So I think this here should probably be a little yellower. So I say new color mapping. We'll take this color here, which used to be that blue color, and we're going to pull it way over here to this like yellow. And probably I think I want that to be a little bit darker because I don't want that to glow too much when we start glowing. But that's how you do it. You just start saying this color here, become this. That one I'm going to make be like a deeper red. And you just start, it's more saturated. Start pulling your colors around where you need them to be.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really handy, and it works nicely on animation, especially because you have a limited color palette.
Very limited color palette. It definitely works really nicely there.
Yeah, so you can really, really fine tune how you want things to look. So that purple color there, I'm going to swing that way red, like way red. I want to make sure I keep her eyes pink. Oh, spoiler alerts again for Kipo. She turns into this at some point.
Yeah, but we all saw that coming. She was going to turn into some kind of animal.
She becomes a mute at some point. So sorry, folks. Seriously, watch the show. It's a great show. I don't want to ruin it. Julian says that they would love the sequel for Avatar to be about the unionized workers of the industrial plot, and the aliens were just kind of in the background. He wants to talk about, they want to talk about workers' rights, but in space. So like politics in space, not unlike the opening of Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah, they must have loved Episode 1.
Must have loved it. So I am now taking this thing, determining upscale. This needs to be 150 because YouTube videos in different sizes. I'm going to take optical glow. Forgot about that. We need some optical glow because it's a very glowy, fiery world. We're going to say highlights only to a certain point. We're going to make it lower that a bit, make this like 400 to just make it overall kind of fiery. Yeah, like that. I still need to take that a little oranger and less purple, so I'm just going to take basic hue saturation and just push it. Whoop, too far. We're just going to go into the color remapping and fuss with things in here because I want it to be more orangey than red.
Don't fuss with me, dear.
Fuss. Like that, a little oranger. This yellower. Yeah, there we go. Still that red. It needs to be a little oranger. Still too purpley. Come here. Oop, too far. Too far. And more saturated.
I'm going to render some stuff real quick.
You're already in the rendery phase on things?
Yeah, just a couple things, just shot by shot. These are really, really straightforward shots. I didn't have to do, like I said, I had all the assets from Top Gun from the Raptor thing.
Yeah.
But
right.
So that helped a ton. Hashi, you're back. What are you doing?
I am back, and I'm thinking of pivoting to an all-digital format now, just to see if I can create something else exciting out of this. So, yeah, not in love with how this process has been turning out so far. So a little bit of a dud here. So I'm going to move over to the 3D pipeline. Nice. I think I repeated myself twice there.
Good. Then we all know for sure what you're doing. I am going to drop a couple renders in and see how this is feeling.
Ooh, I am excited for Prehistoric Planet. We have not watched any yet. But,
I'm still looking forward to that.
Yeah, like in my mind, like we would do nothing but sit and watch the entire thing this weekend with my kids fully paying attention and enjoying it as much as I would. But
that probably isn't
but they are also at the age of Dad is lame and wants to watch his dinosaur show.
Yes. Dad was lame last week and wanted to watch his Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, which I quickly proved they were wrong and that they were the lame ones because it was great and they liked it. But
they weren't like, is this funny to you?
They're like that most of the time. Here's my Top Gun Doubtfire title page.
Fantastic.
And let's do the real fun, though. Let's drop in Doubtfire homework. Where are you? I imported you. Here we are. Drop that here.
All right. I am just going to mix and mouse some characters here.
Don't.
Oh, wrong one.
This is going to be a fantastic shareable.
This whole episode is going to be great.
Unselect.
I can't imagine.
Don't fuss with me.
I love every bit of this already.
Yeah, right there is what we should hit.
Don't fuss with me.
This whole episode is going to be us just giggling at amazing things.
What is our show ever besides that?
That's true. So if anyone is unfamiliar with what I'm doing is I'm on this lovely site called Mixamo. We use it nearly every week, so it should not be a surprise to most of you. But it is a lovely little web-based server hosted by Adobe now that, or for a while. But you can jump into here, upload a character, for example, my avatar alien, which I've just exported from Cinema 4D. And when you upload a character, it brings it in to its auto-rigging system. So at this point, I'll align some simple points to like the chin, the wrists, the elbows, knees, and groin, like so. Right now it's using symmetry to imagine that, and I'm going to turn off symmetry and align it a little bit better because I had to rotate these wrists a little bit around in Cinema. So the chin is a little off center, maybe closer to there. And it sort of guesses based on these points. You don't have to have them perfect, but you can get different results if you plot them differently. So I'm going to say, I don't remember, avatars have 4 fingers, right? Yeah, 4 fingers. So we're going to go ahead and... I mean, not 4 fingers. They have 4 fingers and 1 thumb is what I meant there.
I had to edit. I had to find the clip of her saying hello, And this is the way to make me laugh the quickest. It's just there's no funnier sound in the world to me than Mrs. Doubtfire saying hello. This is also, by the way, I think I've said this on the show. This is my go-to
greeting to strangers.
Annoying dad greeting, mainly to the kids. Like if I want to enter a room and just annoy them, like to shake up the mood, it's always hello. Like I'm losing. I can't. That was not an appropriate representation of how well I can actually do it. But oh my god. Now I'm just gonna add some Acusonus voice changer stuff. They have in here a Jet Cockpit preset.
So phenomenal.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can find some animations that work well for like staff fighting or something like that. I feel like avatars were often fighting with like sticks and stuff, and so does Aang. This is definitely
Aang does fight a lot with sticks and stuff.
Probably a bow staff and not an entertainment pull.
Yeah, you can't.
Let's see.
Can't get a promotion.
I need to find some.
Retire.
Forgive me, I got to find some jet sound
effort. You refuse to die.
Background sound for the host.
You know what I should do is I should try to recreate that avatar shot using my skills.
Did you create what?
That shot of tightening the little strap in the water, but just using what I know how to do.
I think you should do that. It's going to end up looking great, is the thing.
No, I don't think that it will.
All right.
If I can find any mocap that feels like it could potentially match.
Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you, dear. I must look like a... I'm sorry to frighten you, dear. I must look like a yeti in this getup.
Let's see if I add here.
This motion is a little bit similar.
Let me see. Yeah, that works.
Oh gosh. Okay, so everyone, I was going to make Aang fight Avatar. I think instead I am going to demonstrate why this shot in particular is so good. So you'd think, oh, it's easy. Just get some guy and like put some blue on their hands and film this. No, this is 100% computer generated. Every little bit of it, every drop of water, all of the caustic lighting in here, the shadow on an object going in and out of the water, the patterns of the wetness on the hands, on this braided leather strap thing, and the different levels of soak happening on this material here. It's a lot of incredible stuff going on here. So I'm going to try to recreate this insanely good shot in just a few minutes. So I'm pivoting, everybody.
Good.
We need a pivot drop.
We do need a pivot drop because I have occasionally pivoted on these things.
Oh, it needs to be Ross yelling pivot. I'll make that drop. I'm almost done with this little clip here, then I'll make that drop alive on the show.
Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you.
This, okay.
To frighten you.
Just keeps talking over it. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here.
Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you. I must look like a yeti.
There you go. That's it.
It's so good. It's so good.
I kind of don't know if that's the right sound for underneath.
Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you. I must look like a yeti.
There's got to be something else I could put there. Oh, I know what it is. I'm sorry. I can't figure out how to divert the audio from my Premiere into my ear without it going into the show. So and there's some.
We love it.
So I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to find any Mixamo move that is close enough.
I'm thinking this is what needs to be playing over the radio. And we just got flagged on YouTube, probably. For that we never thought would happen. For Aerosmith, dude looks like a lady. Let's see.
What song? I never really understood the point of that one.
I've intentionally not broken it apart to try and figure it out. Let's see if we do how this works. All right.
Oh, here we go. Finally. Okay.
Drops.
Oh God.
Oh.
Okay. This is close. It's pulling a plant out of the ground is what this is, everybody.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's closer than anything else you've found.
It is close. See, pulling a driver from a car.
Oh, he's the driver, I think.
He's the driver. So he's removing himself. There's this sumo high pull. What is this? You're lifting a strong weight here.
All right.
Oh, this is Seth. This is going to be one of your greatest accomplishments, I feel.
And I have no regrets.
That is, I can't imagine. What that is, I can't imagine.
Don't fuss with me.
What the hell?
Wow.
This is a movie I absolutely need to see right now. I need to sit and watch that movie in its entirety immediately.
Phenomenal. All right. I have nothing nearly as exciting, but as I just mentioned to everybody, am pivoting to trying to recreate this insanely good shot from Avatar where character is like tightening a little like harness to one of these flying fish things.
Flying fish things.
What flying fish thing?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's a what would you call that?
I don't know.
A flying
fish thing.
Flying fish thing.
Definitely a flying fish thing.
Okay, so we're gonna need to figure out
flying fish dinosaur thing.
I do not have time to make props, but likely there is something that I can grab. Let's see. Here is this motion capture file that I've grabbed. I'm going to resize my Cinema 4D window so you can see more of what I'm doing, but it may hide some of the windows a little bit to be half screen here. So this animation seemed kind of closest to this tightening motion. So what's he doing? He's got one down and one up like that. So what I'm going to do is this is a technique for altering and messing a little bit with Mixamo animation as they come in. So this actually can be very useful. I like this part of the motion, like the way that the right hand is holding on to a strap like that. But in the movie, he's got this hand turn and kind of down. But that's not what any of this animation does. And so what I like to do is I like to twirl open the hierarchy of where all of these pieces are. Let me scroll that on the screen. And I'm going to go down to the left shoulder, the left arm, left forearm, left hand. I sort of want these all open in the hierarchy. You can also right click and say open all or unfold all, I believe. And I'm going to start with the this left forearm. Now, if you jumped in here right now, you could, like twist the arm around like this, and the idea would be to sort of be matching what was happening in that shot. If I pull this one open again. But the problem is you're going to do that, and then as soon as you start playing again, that hand is going to snap right back. And that's because you haven't modified the actual keyframes here. You just grabbed something and turned it. Now, I do know that Cinema has some amazing ways to interact with a Mixamo rig and convert this into a... I'm going to use all the wrong terms. You can convert this whole action to a motion and then do subtle changes over top of it. What I'm going to do is just right-click on this forearm itself and say, show the F-curves. And when I do that, let me zoom out a little bit because it's probably not showing what I need. Oh, what's going on here? View F-curves for... everything. I want to see the things. Why is this not working? Window.
Don't.
Sorry.
I don't know why. See only object menu selection. That takes need to be unlocked just for me to see it. I don't know why I can't see my curves. Michael, why can't I see my curves?
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I was...
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, what are you doing? What's going on?
I'm
Why can't you see your curves? We'll see... What?
Like usually I just I grab one of these and I say right click and I say view show F curves, and then I'm in there and I can see them, and I don't know why I can't.
Is this one animated?
Mm-hmm.
Is this one animated?
Absolutely.
I don't have any idea then. I mean I always have it set up to where everything by default shows up down there.
That's what I thought too.
And I just scroll. Then I just scroll to the thing.
Automatic mode.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
No, someone must know.
Going on down there. You might be showing.
What have I got? Pole plant. I am going to see if I messed up something in changing my configuration around and see if I can reset it. This is very exciting.
If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to drop them in chats.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, in the meantime, let me start looking for a few assets that I can use in there. So we've got that motion. We've got going to look for some kind of crochet. This would be a great moment to know more about ZBrush, where I could model these probably very quickly. But that's not my thing. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Let me see. This is a crochet bag, but it's got... Oh, I was hoping it was an actual displacement map. It's not. It's just a texture.
Darren Frankovitz suggests you drag and drop the item into the F-curve sheet. You can drag that bone into the left part of the dope sheet. That's what Nick Smith and Darren Frankovitz are saying.
That's what I tried, and it didn't do it.
And
so I'm
Marco
going to
Resta is saying show tracks.
I love it. I appreciate this, everyone. I'm jumping back in. I'm positive these will work. So thank you for your help. Let's bring in Avatar. Let's make you half screen so you can be seen on the stream. All right. So here we go. Let's unfold all here. And let's jump down to the left forearm, which is what I want to mess with. Usually I right click and I say show F curves. And right now that's empty. So view, usually you can also like click and drag this into here and then let go and it'll show it there. So I see it there, and now view F-curve mode. View. So is it somewhere in here that I'm not?
Found it. I gotta get rid of this audience sounds.
What am I even doing? Right, there we go. What happened? I don't know what happened, but it's showing now.
Oh, weird.
It may have been what I focused the takes on. I don't know. I appreciate your help, Marco, Darren, and Nick. Thank you so much.
I'm going to do a real quick. I'm going to get rid of this audience. Anyone want to know how I'm going to do it? If it works?
Ow.
I put the clip in Audition and I left enough of the audience, sound at the beginning. I'm going to try first noise.
Sorry, Hashi. We just figured it.
What was it?
Are you in the wrong take? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Once again, the takes.
All right. So just so people can know what I'm doing on my side of the screen, if you grab any of these rotational values from the curve standpoint, you can drag them around like this and monkey with offsetting the rotation or the placement of some of these things, which is really nice. So like I can turn the hand up a little bit, but it's still going to relatively do the same motion, but now it's grabbing a little bit forward. And then I could grab, say, all of these keyframes and adjust them as well, which is great.
Nice. The only reason I'm going to take over and talk about sound is because I can't keep it from happening on the show, and it's going to overtake the show. So might as well learn something. With the audience selected, I don't know if this is going to work. But with this audience, just this clip of the audience, I'm going to select that and go to Learn Sound Model. And then I'm going to select everything, go to Effects, Noise Reduction, and go to Sound Remover Process. And let's see what it does. It took them out a lot. Now I'm just going to start twisting things until something breaks.
I recommend that as well.
Still hearing. Now, what I normally do is I'll do noise reduction instead. Let's see how that sounds. So, with just the audience selected, go to noise, capture noise print, select all, go to noise reduction process. This might not work. It did not work at all. So I'm going to go back and do it the sound remover way. Almost done, guys. Sorry.
Oh, this is cool. This is actually quite useful.
Wait, what did I just do? Did I? Yeah, I just want to get rid of a little more. Okay. Is that good enough for the show?
That works.
I'll find some other effect to do to it. Now I gotta bring in After Effects and cut out his head. Okay. Oh, I need a little bit of that T at the end. Without the audience. You know what I might just do? I might just do this. Whoa!
Whoa, that was cool.
Do it again.
You stepped into Warner Brothers.
I know exactly what happened, too. All right, I'll do it this way.
Hey, it sounds like my little remix I did earlier today.
Where I was like, what's wrong with our microphones? And Michael was like, I'm just making music with my mouth. Share to airdrop to Megabook Pro. And now we import Oh, this might have my address on the name of this. Hang on.
Yeah, we don't need stalkers.
Oh, it just says new recording. Good. Sometimes it labels it as your address, which is not the greatest idea.
Right. I have.
Ugh. All right.
I have finally done it. All right. From 30 to 80. Okay. So I'm going to grab all of these things.
Sorry, I gotta listen one more time. Sure. Works for me. One more time. All right. This is it. I'm gonna send this to After Effects now. Sorry, guys. Are you gone? Did I lose you?
No,
we're here.
Enthralled in our current moments.
Okay, good. Whenever there's silence on the show after I say something, I am terrified that I just said something horribly racist without realizing it, and everyone is just sitting in silence, not knowing what to do. It might be a fear of mine.
How to explain how bad you are, yeah.
Yeah.
Reasonable fear to have. Don't walk around without that fear.
You know what? Thank you. Good way to think of it. Ross, you move around.
Nope. All right, let me see what these saddle thingies look like. Okay, they look kind of like I'm just going to look up the word woven and see what I get.
Oh, do I need to leave? Do I need to go back to Michael's screen? Because sometimes when you type adjectives into search engines,
woven, please be safe.
Woven should be fine. No one's doing weavings of anything inappropriate.
You would think that, but then what did you type in that one time?
But then you forget about the world of fantasy costumes, 3D models. Here we go. This small dark rattan woven basket from Cuisinage. I'm going to grab this. Thank you very much. And what I need to do is update my Sketchfab importer, so I would have this all ready to go. We're going to import. See how much time we got left. Half an hour. I can recreate the best VFX shot I've ever seen in that amount of time, I'm positive. For those of you just joining.
Yeah, if you're just here.
This is an exciting episode of VFX Royale where we traditionally have fictional characters fight other fictional characters. And while Michael is still on the proper assignment, both Seth and I wandered a little bit into our own interesting world. Seth is in the same general realm. He was assigned Maverick versus Doubtfire, and is producing a Doubtfire Top Gun mashup.
Which I kind of did. We can watch the results right here.
Oh my gosh, are they about ready?
Oh yeah, I mean they're pretty much ready.
The hell is
I thought you were.
I'm working on the Ross drop now because I feel like I've got something that I could share.
here is the best there is. Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
You were here at the request of Admiral Kazansky. He seems to think that you have something left to offer the Navy. What that is, I can't imagine.
Don't fuss with me.
What the hell?
Oh, it's so good.
Wow. Now, what I need is a slow piano version.
Also, how remarkably does that sound like the Windows 95 load music, the way it comes out of that sound effect into that piano? Oh. Listen to that. Listen. Yeah. Listen to Windows 95.
It does.
Huh?
Wow.
It so does.
What I need now is a slow piano version of Dude Looks Like a Lady to play underneath the logo.
Oh, someone's made it.
I'm going to find it. But then I'm afraid of what will be recommended for the remainder of my days.
That is a problem with searching anything weird.
It's true. I was mentioning earlier to these two that Goofy movie appears in everything for me. All of my social media and YouTube feed searches.
They think Goofy movie is your thing.
They think that's my thing. They've pegged me as.
Which, look, if it's not your thing, it needs to be your thing because that movie rules.
I mean, it is that movie rules and makes me cry. So it's true. So it does work, but I don't build my Goofy world around it.
I just now realizing I could probably have keyed this instead of rotoscoping it, like a moron.
Oh man. I should have said something because I tried primating out the sky from an ang shot and it worked pretty good.
Hell, I'm almost done with roto now. I'll try primate here in a second.
Rotoing fast-moving, high-contrast points. Rotobrush's favorite thing to do.
Meanwhile, I've got
because it's hand animated, so like every shot like jumps. Bajillion. It's actually doing a pretty decent job on his hair. Fire Lord Ozai's amazing mane.
Just take a look at my screen real quick.
Yeah.
You see, like never did the Schwimmer get such digital attention to his face. Like I feel like he missed out on.
Are you a Schwim fan?
I'm a Schwim stabilized face.
I think we're all Schwim fans on this show.
Schwim. All right, so let's
Schwim.
Classic
let's
Swim
speed
fan
model
for
by stealing some version of these little things. So he's got two things wrapped around some other things with some things in the middle. Okay. So I'm going to grab this woven basket. Let's try to load in the textures from the interwebs. So we've got the color. We've got normal, I think, because that'll really help with the look of the shape here. What have we got? I should be doing this in Redshift. But first, I've got to quickly learn from Ellie Wade how to get started in Redshift.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you about getting started in Redshift and how there's a great course for that.
Do it.
If Maxon Training Team was up on here, I could just more easily. All right, let me do this. YouTube / Do they have their own name on there yet?
Maxon Training Team?
Maxon Training Team.
Yep.
There's a whole getting started. How Maxon Intro to Redshift.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's perfect. But I'm just going to link the whole playlist. I mean, I'm not. Red Giant is.
Thanks, Red Giant.
So there's a whole Redshift playlist on the Maxon YouTube training channel from Red Giant in the chat. It has the How Maxon, which How is hands-on with Maxon, and it's every one of those How Maxon series is like starting from 0 to hero. So there's a How Maxon Particles that gets you started in using particular and particles in Cinema 4D both. And it's a good way to get you from knowing nothing about particles at all into knowing particles. This particular link is how Maxon. It's got a couple of Maxon stuff, including the series on getting started in Redshift. So it takes you from not knowing anything about any sort of GPU rendering or any sort of node-based materials into actually knowing what you're doing. And in this particular case, taking texture mats someone's already made and quickly, easily building them into a beautiful-looking material in like just a few short lessons. It's great.
Oh my gosh, how much do these lessons cost, Michael?
You know what? They cost nothing but your time.
What?
I know.
What?
Why would anyone give away their knowledge for free on the internet?
That's the kind of thing Ellie is. Why are you letting me go past there? After Effects. You're acting weird. After Effects is acting weird.
Stop acting weird. Stop acting weird.
Oh, hey, I'm going to freeze my rotobrush here, so if you want to hit the freezy button, you can go right ahead.
Freeze that. Oh, freeze.
Thank you.
Freeze.
And then I'm going to try keying it here in a second.
I want that's on your screen to be what comes up now whenever we freeze. I just want a shirtless man with long hair.
Don't we all?
All of us. Speaking of shirtless men with hair, be sure to tune in last week's episode of VFX and Chill to watch Hashi take his shirt off, play Hulk. Is it okay if I objectify you?
Exciting results. Do you have that result over there?
That was a good result.
Yeah.
All right. So I've grabbed this thing that I feel like looks kind of Avatar World-esque now. I mean, it's just a woven straw kind of mat thing. And let's call this the straw thing. And then let's start duplicating that a little bit so we can start modifying it. I'm going to add a bend deformer right here. Oops, not right there. What do I want? I want a little bend object. I'm going to, let's mess with it first. Let's go to the object itself. And, why is it not letting me do stuff? Probably because the takes are locked. There we go. Something to do if you're ever working with a Mixamo file and you suddenly can't modify something in Cinema, go over to your takes window and see if this lock is locked. It means that it locks all override types and it makes it so you can't really work with your file. So it's to preserve, posterity of whatever you're bringing in, but it could mess up what you're working with. So now that I have this duplicate straw thing, I thought that I kept the original copy. I did not. I'll hide one copy over here and then bend this thing around. Whoops. I'm going to make this bend object much smaller and orient it around this little straw mat. Let's drag it in there and see what we're getting here. I need to rotate it more. I'm just trying to use a standard deformation to kind of make the way these kind of are, like little tortilla'd around whatever, maybe this like a harness or a yoke or something like that. That looks like a pretty adequate amount of bend. Let's see what happens if we keep on turning that up. Let's keep the length. That way it'll stay more properly scaled. And yeah, that's perfect. It could be a little bit bigger, this bend object, so it's not missing that little piece right there. It's a little bit hard to see what I'm doing here, but I like it. I'm going to go ahead and convert this current state to object, and I'll have this bent version of this straw thing. I'm going to go to my tools, axis center right here, and execute this to kind of make my center a little bit more central to it, so it'll rotate like that. Now we'll have one here on this side. How much time we got? 20 minutes? Oh man, it's getting tight. Okay, we got this thing. I should have pulled in a still from this into Cinema by now to check it out, but I keep on not. All right, it's got these like maybe little rods through that go to either side. And then all these cool straps. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's, they're about as big as a hand, so these are too big right now. Let's make these smaller, move them up, and let's imagine what the heck these are wrapping around. First of all, let's get a crazy dolphin thing in here. I know I have downloaded so many sharks and weird things over the time. Let's go to the window asset browser. Let's type, might as well start with shark or dolphin. Shark C4D. Let's bring that right in here. See, that'll download already. Oh, look at this. This is a full crazy scene. And it might even have some really nifty things going on in there. All right, now let's, okay, I'm going to close that for a moment. And let's see what we got here. I really just want one of these sharks. I don't actually need all the rest of this. So here's a shark. I feel like your texture looked cooler a second ago. Did I do something to it? Is that pure lighting? Wow. Okay, okay. Let's grab this shark. Let's put him over in our scene file, which I should save, by the way.
You should.
Save it.
Best shot ever. Okay. My world scale is obviously humongous. Whoops. I made it a flat shark. Oh, look, see, even this shark comes with this little bent object in it. All right. Here we go. This is professional, folks. Check it out. Let's see what we got here. Now we have, he's tightening his little harness thing. I think this is working well. Okay, now we need some of those weird, like, let's open up our asset browser again. Let's see if we have planks of wood or something like that. Not textures. I want something that's made of them. I want an object. There's this wood axe. There's a wooden table, a bookshelf, a guitar, chair, a clamp, some ladles, pencils. Pencils could work. A wooden spatula might work. I know the scale of that wood is going to be weird, but ooh, there's just some good 3D models. With Redshift materials in here, but the rest are not in Redshift, and I don't know how to convert them without embarrassing myself in the middle. So we're going to go with let's bring a spatula in here. Okay, where are you, spatula? This world scale is very
Where are you, spatula?
Clearly too big.
Why can't I find you?
Yes. Okay, here we have our wooden ore, which I'm going to flip around like so, and bring up to pretend I have some clue as to what the mechanics of these are. This is like if people were worse at Cinema 4D. Famous expert in the proper use of cinema. Right. The hands grab right around there. Now let's set these straw things to fit right here. Maybe scale that a little bit. Oh yeah, this is gonna work so good. It's going to look just like it. Let's grab this straw thing. Let's grab this wooden spatula. I'm going to convert that to some geometry. Grab these things and group them. And I'm going to make a duplicate of them over here, like that, sort of. What does this shot look like? Hands are real close to that one. Okay, now we need to add.
Oh my gosh! I just looked at your screen. It's happening.
This is basically. I mean, we're getting the.
It's basically there.
It's basically there. All that we are missing are these straps, which. See how much time we got? We got 13 minutes.
Yeah.
These straps are going to be real fascinating. These straps are going to look like this. I'm going to create a plane. Let's bring that up here. Let's scale it down generally. Let's go to the plane's properties. I'm going to make the Width, not very much. And I'm going to make the height a little bit higher. So something like that, a piece about this big. And then I'm going to try to see how many divisions we've got. We've got 10 width segments and 10 height segments. Since the height is actually the long direction on this, I'm going to crank this up to something like 40. And then I'm going to leave the width segments down at like 4 or something. It doesn't need a lot of curl per se. It just needs some like flop because it's leather. So let's shrink down this leather strap thing here. Let's move this one to be kind of through the hand right there. I'm going to try figuring out how to do this. Let's see. At the very beginning of this move, he grabs like right there, the strap. So I'm going to see if I could do something like put this right here, and I'm going to do some very probably foolish things for a moment, everyone. I'm going to press C to convert this little strap to geometry. I am going to then add a simulation tag to make it cloth. Then I'm going to go to my shark, and I'm going to make it a collider. I'm going to go to my avatar man and make him a collider. And then go to the cloth settings here. So bendiness, stretchiness, bounciness, all of these things are in here. I don't know how much friction there should be. There should be some good friction, so maybe it'll pick it up. Just out of curiosity, let me see what happens when I play this. Oh, hey!
Oh!
He grabbed it!
Look
He
at
grabbed
that!
the cloth. First try.
Amazing. Well done, Hashi.
Dude.
Thank you. Look, simulations that Cameron has dreamt about for years, now possible. Yes. Okay.
Oh, Ashanti VA, does Red Giant have DaVinci Resolve plugins? Yes, we do. The Universe tools, I believe, and Magic Bullet tools are available in DaVinci Resolve. So you can get all that lovely title, composite-y, effect-y stuff from Universe and some additional color tools like the halation and optical diffusion that can really help give your Resolve color grading workflow a boost.
Right. I'm not going to really remember how to do this. So I'm going to try to move this little cube over here, kind of to the shark's head, I guess, or something. And then I'm going to make it an object, and then I'm going to go to simulation tags and wait, no, I'm going to go. What am I trying to do? I am trying to go to this plane, find its points. I'm going to select all of these edge points here closest to me. Oops. Why are you not doing what I want you to do? Select all those points. I'm going to right click. How much time we got? 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
God. I'm about to try something I don't really know how to do. I'm going to click on cloth belt here, and I'm going to say set on these points, and I'm going to put the belt on this cube. Is that how it works? Set. Okay, I think I have just attached the cloth to this cube up front here. So now let me run this simulation again. There we go. Adding a little bit more. The goal was to add some more tension in this thing because he's tightening it or something anyway. All right. So I like that. It's got a little bit too much bendiness right now. So let's go to the cloth properties itself. Let's go to cloth, and under stretchiness, that's already pretty darn low. Bounciness is low. Friction, I'm going to turn up a little bit. Thickness, I'm going to turn up a little bit more. And let's go to our project settings. And under the simulation here, I'm going to go to the scene sub-steps. I'm going to add a few more and a few more iterations and just see what this simulation looks like. Why simulate? Okay, we're getting somewhere with that. Okay, we are maybe close enough that Hashi's going to have to try to figure out how to make this into the avatar shot really quickly. So not knowing entirely how I'm going to do that yet, I'm going to see what happens if I just take this whole scene and export it all. Michael, that looks amazing. I can see what is going on Michael's screen, and I am tremendously excited about it. Do you want to see it? Reveal it yet?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
So she starts singing, and it comes out of the speaker, and it goes around him, and he starts getting covered up in the power of love.
Oh man!
Power.
So I'm using tropical particular and the fluid vortex tube to get that kind of neat swirly motion around him. It's one of several ways you could do this, and so that's what I'm doing. Working on getting that to do its thing. I figured that was a good color scheme for the hearts. Kind of have that purpley, pinky, slight touch from her scenes, and the red, yellow from the Avatar scene. Kind of have it all kind of blend together. So yeah, he's getting covered up in the power of love. And it's about to make him. She's gonna keep singing. He's gonna then get knocked down and so I just need to find a back shot of her. I'm pointing
get
my
up
screen.
again.
Back shot of her. Well, he tries to get up and then is like, no, ugh, no. So yeah, that's where we're pretty much landing with 6 minutes left to go.
Awesome.
All right, 6 minutes to create the shot. I can do it. I swear. We're so close.
I use the vortex tube stuff in the fluid simulation in Tropico particular quite frequently. I used it a lot on the music video for Aesop Rock, the Jazz Hands music video to get the trash spinning around him. I've talked about it in the show before briefly, but I rendered spinning trash out of Cinema 4D and used that as sprites in particular, and just made a whole bunch of the trash pieces spinning around the guy. So if you are into Aesop Rock and his brand of music, go check out the Jazz Hands music video, and I did all the visual effects on that.
Woohoo!
Dude.
It's all Super Comp and Tropico Particular and Cinema 4D. Mostly Particular and Super Comp. I just rendered the trash bits out of Cinema 4D. So yeah.
That is incredible.
The trash bits. Oh, that wasn't
trash bits.
Looking at trash bits. Don't you know I love trash bits? Let's see.
It's being used. I didn't think so. Okay. I'm just trying to make this at all look nifty.
Same over here. I'm just overworking on this pivot drop.
I am quite excited about this. Phenomenal. We produce good work here. All right, import a 3D sequence this time. Oh, it's having to think. How much are you thinking here?
How much are you thinking here?
No. This is taking too long. Did I make this suddenly ginormous? I might have converted a HyperNerbs object into geometry and not... yep, that's what I did. Stop, cancel.
Oh.
Stop, cancel, go away. Ooh, how do I stop an animated OBJ export?
You don't.
No.
You force quit. At least that's what I do.
Nuts.
Does the new task manager help?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Nuts. Let's see where we left off then. Hashi, famous for saving frequently. I have autosave for that, but wasn't really paying attention to the last time. I would have best shot ever. Come on, don't be too far off. Okay, good. We got everything in here. We just need this. I'm not going to use a HyperNerbs. I'm just going to leave the shark, this gross object like that. Oh no, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
How am I going to pull off the world's greatest animated shot?
I love that you're like, I have an hour left in the show. I'm going to attempt this incredibly impressive shot from Avatar 2.
You know, you gotta go big or go home. And I also forgot that I needed to add some new materials to some of these things. Oh my gosh, I got to do this all before. And where's the strap? There's the strap. And then this cube should have its own thing so I can make it invisible later. And that has a thing, that has a thing, that has a thing. Great file. Oh, we're so close. All animated frames.
Know when to walk away.
Okay, there we go. That makes some more sense. Okay. Let's import this 3D sequence then. Let's say okay. Let's try to load the materials if you can. Can you? Wow, relink scene files. Do you know what they're called at all? Do you? Okay.
Michael, what are you doing?
I'm trying to... let's go with the 3D stuff folder. Okay, you found some stuff. Great.
Michael, move your head around.
Normalize the
My
size.
what?
Okay,
What?
you're moving. Hashi, you move your head around.
What's up? Oh,
You're frozen.
why am I frozen?
Is your computer dying?
Ooh, let's see. And am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
There we go.
It is 2 p.m. You guys want to call it?
Wait, I want to try
I want
desperately to see if I
where
can do
Michael got
something
to.
real quick. You all are welcome to leave. You didn't ask for this.
Michael, I'm loving that.
Thank you. Trying to make it rotate the correct direction. There we go. Think. Nope. I don't want this to go. Trying to do it without going into the designer because I'm a fool.
I'm a fool. Big old fool who...
Classic.
go
Oh, nope,
designers.
I don't want that. I want... Nope. Simpler. And... Okay. Remove unused materials, and for this this thing, I want the normal bump from that we just downloaded. Appreciate all of you who are hanging around. Oh, what have we here? This oh, these baskets are JPEGs with an EG. So they're not showing up.
I didn't know that was a thing that would happen.
Classic. Okay. There they are. Check it out. All right, select texture. For my normal map, I want this. Nope. I don't want that. I want the normal map, obviously. And for my glossiness, I want... You guys are welcome to call it for me if I'm going overboard here.
I got about 5 more minutes that I can go.
All right, that sounds good. Oh yeah, I'm keeping you. My goodness.
No, you're not. You're not keeping me at all.
Why did I put these in such nested folders? There we go. Okay, so we've got this thing. I'm going to create 2 groups in element. One is going to be just a big plane, and it's going to have a lot of segments, as many segments as I can throw in there. It looks like 200. And on this plane, I'm going to, for the texture, let's go to translucent. Let's use blue glass. Why not? And we'll put it right on there, and I'll say, okay. Then I'm going to bring it into here, where I'm going to add a camera. Yes, it's perfect. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys and gals, here we are. All right. Get excited for the most accuratest shot ever. Okay, I'm going to create some nulls for these 2 things. Create, and then actually in my scene setup, I've got to add that reflectivity for that clear realism. Plane model, be a mirror surface. And environment, be one of these 4K lighting sphere thingies. Pick one at random. We'll hope that it's cool. Oh, it's not cool. All right, you all. I promise I will share wherever I end up with this if you can't last here. Let's put this water right here. Excellent. Oh, it's nearly perfect. Let's play through this incredible recreation of this moment. I hope you're happy you stuck around.
It's so beautiful.
Everyone.
Oh my God, he did it.
CG is hard. And when you see something that you're like, bad CG, consider how difficult it might have actually been to produce the thing that you're looking at, because I tried real hard.
And you know what?
For 45 to an hour. And like we're in the previs realm, I would say.
I really want a shareable where you do like a firm like swipe through.
Yeah, we need a before and after.
Before.
Just universe line wipe transition.
Absolutely. This is fantastic. I am going to keep playing with this because I'm going to get it there. Y'all don't know, but I'm going to get it there.
Well, guys,
so this is amazing. Michael, do we want to take another look at anything that we've got going on?
Oh, I'm looking at Michael's Skype. Skype from REM. Michael Stipe. What do you got, Michael?
Oh, I am just. I got to say, she's like ready to sing. Then I don't have any sound design for this, but it works. And then we've got her singing, her loves whatever. I haven't quite finished this part yet.
I love that.
Then,
oh my God.
Then
I'm okay.
End with, I cannot find an over the shoulder shot of Kipo. So I need an over the shoulder shot of Kipo for this.
Just film it yourself and Sketchify it.
Boom.
I'm sure
This is amazing.
But
Thank you,
there we go.
everyone, for joining us for another very exciting episode of VFX Royale. We hope that we have made all of your dreams come true.
I mean, Seth, I think you need to play yours again.
All right.
I think that's necessary as well
for a good wrap up, because your result was pretty good as well.
Then here we go. Let's take a look, shall we?
Everyone here is the best there is. Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
You are here at the request of Admiral Kazansky. He seems to think that you have something left to offer the Navy. What that is, I can't imagine.
Don't fuss with me.
What the hell?
Windows 95.
I'm so happy with that. I'm so happy with that.
That's great.
Me too. Thank you for joining us once again for another week of VFX and Chill and another episode of another VFX Royale on the books. Please, for the love of God, share our show with as many people as you think would benefit from this, which is everyone.
Everyone.
And
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do both.
Go ahead. Yeah, like while you're here, the 27 of you are here. Go ahead and check the like. It'd be cool
on the Red Giant channel, and also go do it at the Maxon Training Team channel, and go do it at But with Raptors on Twitter and on Instagram, and go ahead and do it on Red Giant News on Twitter and Max on VFX. Just everywhere we are.
Everywhere.
Find us.
You love our stuff. That's why you're here. So go get more of it.
Exactly.
Let the algorithm know you like us.
Do it. Thanks, everyone.
We're big fans of you. Thanks for watching the show. Everybody have a great and safe weekend. Bye-bye.